back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the mobile detailing van and more specifically the water setup. So everything from the tank all the way to the pressure washing wand and then every single little connection, pump, pressure washer in between. So let's get right into it. Before I get into all the little details, I just want to fill you guys in on some background information of why we chose this setup over something else. So we work out of a facility as well as being mobile, and when we are mobile, typically we're just doing paint correction, so we're at one client's house for about 8 to 12 hours a day. So using this water tank setup, we only turn it on about once or twice in that time period, so there are a few connections that you have to plug in and plug out during that process, which if you're doing 10 to 15, 20 cars a day, that may seem annoying after doing it all those times, but for us, it's perfectly fine. Another point worth mentioning is that we're probably going to be switching this van out at the end of the season, so we didn't really want to go with an extremely permanent setup, so we ended up going a really budget-friendly route, which I think a lot of you guys will appreciate. We didn't skimp out on quality parts, but the actual setup itself was done as cheaply as possible while maintaining convenience for our detailing. To get this going, we're going to start with the water tank and then work our way all the way forward until the water's coming out of the wand. So, this is a 100-gallon water tank. It seems pretty big, and it kind of is. It takes about an hour and a half to fill up with water, but it gets us about 2 to 3, sometimes a full month when it's full, doing about 10, 15, 20 vehicles, which in my opinion and experience, filling it up once or twice a month is a lot better than having to fill it up every couple of days. That's kind of a hassle, and it's just another thing to add to the list. I'd rather fill it up once for a longer period and be done with it. Throughout this video, I'm going to throw in different clips of us building it in hopes that you guys can get a bit better idea of how it all came together. So, this 100-gallon water tank, it's sitting 2 inches high on 2 pieces of wood. They've been primed and painted gloss white in hopes that if they do get wet, they will survive and not get as moldy and gross as quickly. The reason it's sitting 2 inches higher than the van floor is so that it's perfectly level with the pump we're using, meaning the pump has to do as little work as possible. The way it's tied down is these hooks. At 2 corners of each 4 corner, they're bolted through the floor, and the ratchet straps holding them down are rated at 700 pounds, and there's 2 of them, meaning 1,400 pounds. This water tank, when it is completely full, ends up being about 975 pounds. On top of that security, there are going to be 2 walls between us and the tank when it's complete, so there's tons of safety. This thing is not hitting us. It should not move at all. As it stands, you can't shake it. It's not going anywhere. When you're ready to fill your tank, all you do, twist the cap off. Our water filtration is in our shop, so you throw the hose in there and you're good to go. For anyone looking for tanks exactly like these, you need to check your local farming stores. It may seem random, but they do have the best selection. When I went, they had anywhere from sizes 20 gallons all the way up to 700. This one is 100, and it was about $220, which I thought was a fairly good deal. It comes with a 1 1/4 inch bung, which I've attached a brass valve to, so it's off and then on when it's down. I don't actually have to touch this when we're working, it just stays on all the time. That brass valve leads water directly from our tank into our jet pump. Now, I know a lot of guys love gravity-fed systems, and they do work good, and they are extremely inexpensive, of course, but we had multiple situations at clients' houses where our pressure washer wouldn't prime when we had one in the past, and that becomes extremely unprofessional and stressful. So what we eventually did was upgrade to a jet pump. It's a 3rd horsepower, it has auto start-stop, and it also has the ability to hold water, meaning when we're done a job, we don't actually close that valve to the tank. This holds the water and nothing is leaking out of our pressure washer hoses or anything like that. The electrical cord for the pump comes around the back and plugs into our generator. It has a peak starting wattage of 2,000 and then it cools down to 1,000. So we have a 4,000 watt generator and we run the pump, the pressure washer, and our master blaster on it all at once with absolutely no issues. And because it's auto start stop, all we have to do is plug it in at the start of a job, and when we're done using the water, take it out and we're good to go. From the pump, the water comes out through this hose. Every connection is brass, comes down into our pressure washer, which is our Sunjo XPX 9004. We did a video on this a few weeks ago, so if you want to check that out, I will link it above. This is the only piece that's really new to us. Everything else in this configuration we've used before and we love it. This is kind of going to be the test, so at the end of the summer, I should be able to let you guys know whether this is going to be a good buy for mobile detailers. It's a fairly inexpensive commercial grade pressure wash system. It is static, so if you're working with a hose reel, I'm hoping it's perfect for you guys. All you do, plug it into your generator, and then hit the on switch, and it's ready to rip. Moving up from the pressure washer, it's on a quick disconnect, all the way up around the back to the 150-foot Cox reel with the 75-foot Cobra Jet hose on it. Everything north of the pressure washer is pretty much from the Obsessed Garage pressure wash solution. We had it last year, we have it in the shop, and it works perfect, so there was literally 0 point in switching it. We haven't yet bolted the cox reel down. This morning we just tested everything to make sure there was absolutely no leaks, and there wasn't. Everything worked absolutely perfect. So we're just waiting for an electric cord reel that's gonna go to the right of the cox reel. So we didn't want to bolt it down just yet in case we don't know how much room is, because we need to be able to reel this up. So we're gonna have to wait another week or so, and then we'll be able to bolt this down, secure everything in place. We're also still figuring out ideas of where to put our foam cannons, our wands, and our extra lances. I'm thinking of making a mount on the door here, but I'm up for ideas, so if any of you guys have anything, please suggest that in the comments below. To go over everything real quick before we end this video, 100-gallon water tank strapped down through the van floor, brass fitted valve that goes directly into our 3rd horsepower jet pump with the hose coming out, into our Sunjo SBX 9004 on quick disconnects up to the cox reel with the 75-foot hose. The reel is 150 feet, as we might upgrade later to make it longer, but if you've ever worked with a 75-foot hose, you'll know it's pretty damn long. Just to show you guys one last time how you get this entire setup started, plug in your jet pump, plug in your pressure washer. It takes 1 second, hit on the pressure washer, grab your hose, and you're washing. And just like that, we have our super simple, super minimalistic, mobile detailing van water setup. Nothing over the top complicated. It all works every time. There's never been any hiccups with any of this stuff. Mind you, the pressure washer is new, but I'll update you on that later in the summer. I wanted to keep this video super simple, to the point, just mentioning the tank, pump, pressure washer, and hose reel. In future videos, we're gonna go into more details of the little odds and ends, like the pressure washing wands, foam cannons, where to mount things. And of course, there's gonna be about 3 more videos of different build-out options in this van. The next one's probably gonna be the wall that's gonna house all of our bottles, all of our products, compounds, polishes, and everything like that. So please stay tuned. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, not even necessarily about this setup, but just stuff you might be doing with your setup, please leave them in the comments below. I'll be sure to get back to you. And if you like the video, please leave a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.